Hello, our dear guests, and welcome to our weekly webinar, the RigER weekly webinar. And today's topic is going to be another interesting one. As usually, we never come up with non-interesting topics, but today's topic is rather special because um, we will talk about communication, but communication not in the sense how we talk to each other, but how we actually keep track of our written communication in the email. So today's topic, as I mentioned, is going to be email, but not email as an Outlook, but email in RigER. And let me introduce first two speakers of our session today. So it's Indre, our support lead. Those of you who are clients know her in person. And then the second presenter today is going to be Gleb, VP of Operations. So you know him as well if you've been a loyal RigER user. So between the two of them, they will discuss and present today what the email client of RigER looks like, what it does. And we'll also go through some of the scenarios and explain why we decided to have email client right inside of our ERP system, and discuss a few specific peculiarities, I guess, of the platform itself and accessibility of it. And as usually, we'll close with a Q&A. So without further ado, let me pass the microphone to Indre, who will talk about the setup of email client in RigER.
Thank you, Nikolai. Hello, everyone. My name is Sindra, and I'm user support lead here in RigER. So let's move further and talk about email client in RigER. And the first, so what you get from the built-in email client in RigER. So it expands the RigER functionality and the family of all the features, integration, and add-ons what you can find in RigER. So you can track communication with clients directly in RigER now. And directly from the emails, it allows you to generate sales activities, service calls from the client's emails. Of course, you are allowed to set up email rules and manage your incoming and outgoing emails, to set up email folders, to organize all the emails, templates to use in the future, to prepare the templates, to manage address books, and much more functionality. So step by step, let's go further. And the first thing when you open an RigER built-in email client, you need to connect it to your email account, to your personal email, not the personal, but maybe the work email account. And it's very similar. The connection is very similar as an Outlook, and all the required information can be easily find from your IT providers or by yourself. So what you need to enter your name, which will be shown for the recipients of your emails, the email address, and of course the password for connection. Then you check your setup. If the first connection setup is correctly, you are getting a successful message that everything is okay, and you are connected to your RigER email account. So the next step is to go through a bunch of different setups and functionalities what built-in RigER email account provides you. So the first thing is you can set up how incoming or outgoing emails will behave. So for example, when you're getting an email, to which folder it will be redirected, or for example, when you are forwarding the email, you can set up if the original message body will be included or not, what the prefix will be in the subject line of the forwarded or replied emails. And even you can set up these small things as when the original body is included of the message in the replying email, if it will be separated from your message or not, and so on. So there are you can find a long list of different small setups how you can prepare and work with the RigER built-in email client. So now let's just watch a quick demo how it actually works in RigER and where you can find it. Let's talk about email client in RigER. You can find email clients in RigER under CRM module. And here you can see all the catalogs related with the email client. So the first thing what you need to do is to set up your email client, and you can do under email client settings. Here, when you go to email personal settings, you can create and add your email address and connect to your email. So I'll show you here my setup. So you can see that you can enter same details almost like in Outlook, for example, your name, what will be shown for recipients, your email address, the connection details for your email account. So when everything is done, you test your email account that is connecting successfully, and you save and close. And then you can go through all other settings. So there are bunch of different settings and functionalities what you can enable, disable, set up in your email client. So how the emails will be organized, how new emails will be generated, and so on, so on. So I'm not going through all at the moment, but you can analyze and see it later. So when you go through all here, you can just save it, and then all the emails will be synchronized in your email account in RigER, and you will see all the emails here. So I would like to notice some special functions, what you can find here. So same as in other email clients, you can see your incoming, outgoing, sent, and other folders, list of emails, and the email body itself. So one nice thing what you can have, you can mark these emails. So for example, you can go inside the email, and there's two options how you can separate and mark emails. So you can use a flag. So there are different colors, and based on your requirements, you can use a different color of flags. Another thing what is really nice here, what you can find in other email accounts, email software, so you can put a comment for the email. For example, I will just put a comment test, and when you save it, when you go from this email, later when you need to find the specific email by the keyword, you can use a search. So there are a lot of options for the search. And the last one is a comment. So if I'll just put a comment test, I will get the email where I left the comment like a test. So it's really nice sometimes just to put the keywords and mark this email for the future. And later when you need just to find it, you put the keyword and you can find it right away in just a couple of clicks. Okay, so as you can see, it's easy to find and set up. So the first steps of the RigER built-in email client. So when you successfully connect to your email account, the next step would be to set up your email signature. Of course, everywhere, everybody is using the email signature with your personal information, work information, and other detailed contact details. So RigER built-in email client allows you in the same way to create a different email signature, and you can assign different email signature for new emails when you're creating a new emails, or when you are replying, or when you are forwarding emails to another person. And you can include pictures, you can include links, and all other information what you require to have in the email signature. So moving further, the next step would be for the user to work on the email address book. So in RigER email client, you will have all the clients' email contacts emails together with all the users, with all your colleagues' emails together in one list. So you need to work on that, and just you can separate them in the different work groups, and just for the later use when you need to send an email to a group of people at once, or when you need to find some particular email address or contact, it will help you to go through all the managed working groups and just easily to find what you need and send the email right away from the RigER. So the next step, what you should do, it's an email rules. So RigER built-in email client allows you to set up an email rules for incoming emails. So it's actually really easy to do it in RigER, and you can select the settings like to which email, to which folder to move the incoming email based on different parameters, filters of selections, and then you can nicely organize all your incoming emails to your email account. So the next functionality, the next step would be an email folders. So RigER user, each RigER user who has a connection to email client in RigER can create as many personal folders as the user needs and manage and group all the emails in these between these folders. And it's really easy, just a couple of clicks in RigER folder tree, and you can add an additional folder or subfolder and organize all your emails in RigER built-in email client. So let's watch a quick demo how it actually works. RigER client allows you to create as many personal folders for your email account as you need, and it's really easy to do it. So you just right-click on the folder if you want to click to create a subfolder, selecting create folder, then entering the name of this folder and selecting the account to which this folder will be assigned to. Save and close, and you have a folder created and listed right away. Another useful and easy functionality to use in RigER is to creating a rules for incoming emails. So what you need, you just drag and drop the email to the folder, and RigER automatically will ask you, would you like to create a rule? You click create, and then you can select parameters how this rule should work. The selection and setup of rules are exactly same as in Outlook, so it's easy to use. And when it's done, you can click just done and save it. Another functionality, what is useful and what you can find in RigER client is an address book. So here you can store all the addresses, email addresses of your clients, of the users from RigER database, and so on. The useful functionality is that you can separate and group, manage your list of contacts in RigER. So you can create separate working groups. So for example, if you need sometimes to send emails to the management team, and there's a few percent in the team, yes, to whom you need to send the emails, you can create a group, and when you're creating a new email, you're just selecting this working group, and all the email contacts will be automatically included in the email. So you're going under the CRM, selecting working groups, and here you can click create and just enter the name, for example, management team, and then select the members of this group. So I can go, for example, let's select a few members and just click done and save and close. And then later when you need to send an email to the management team, you don't need to enter emails one by one. You can just select this working group. And you can create groups, you can create subgroups and organize your contacts in the way that it would be easy to use for yourself.
Thank you very much, Indra. Hi, my name is Gleb. I'm here to present the possible scenarios how you can use the email client built in your RigER application with the other functionality that is available in the system. So let me just briefly show you the two possible usage scenarios that are available as of now in your Oilfield ERP system. which is RigER itself. So since the email client is integrated in the general configuration of the software, so it may trigger the next activities and everything can be transferred seamlessly without copy and pasting the information in different places in the system. So basically, there are two major branches of possible activities. So first of all, when you get the new email in your built-in email client, you can generate a new sales activity. So that is mostly used by the sales personnel when they are working with the CRM module of the RigER system. So they can easily convert an email request to the sales activity document in the RigER system. And then multiple sales activities may be converted to the sales opportunity, which is the part of the sales pipeline. And then from the opportunity, you can process the new job or new quote to the customer by generating it from rental service agreement, or you can have a sales event which will be presented in the sales order document and then processed down the road through the sales shipment and sales invoices. So that's on the left-hand side. It's one kind of sequence of the actions that can be performed from the email. Another thing which is used mostly by the operations department and operations personnel is the service calls. So for example, let's imagine that you receive an email from the client that they have an ongoing job and they want to have another piece of equipment at the location, or they need additional services for the equipment that is working on their location. So they send an email to the operations personnel, either it's a dispatcher or operations manager or whoever is responsible of communicating with the client. And in this email, we can have essential information that can be converted to the service call document. And then service call document may trigger a delivery ticket for the equipment or pickup ticket if the job is done, or sometimes it's just a service ticket to provide additional services to the client. So the beauty of this integration of the email with other documents, that you don't have to manually copy information and paste to the other documents. Everything seamlessly flows from one document to another document, and all the information that we can transfer from documents definitely will be easily exchanged inside of the system. And that's how actually the workflow looks like in terms of the documents. So from the email, you can click generate button and generate either sales activity or service call. In case of the sales activity, it will be a new document with information already contained in the email, and then you just work with the sales activity document down the road. In terms of the service call, again, you click generate a new service call document. And a good thing about the integration inside of the RigER system is that you have a reference to the incoming email. So you see that as a base document link. So you can, every time that you work with a service call or even with a ticket or sales document, you can reference back to the email to check the information and continue working with this document. Now let's take a look at the quick demo in which Indra will show you how it works in real life.
RigER email client allows not only to track all the emails directly in RigER system, but for example, even if the client sending some requests to you by email, you can directly from the email generate a sales activity document or service call and work on the request and track all the records in one place. So it's easy to do. So you can just select the email, click generate button and select what you want to do. You can generate a rule for this email. For incoming emails, you can generate sales activity or service call. For example, if you click service call, it will take all the details from the email. So no more copy paste. It's automatically transferred you can add all other required fields and details and the name of the service call and just post and close and pass it for your colleagues to work on it. So it can be done from the main email window, or you can generate sales activity or service call directly from the email when you open it.
Good. Now let's talk about the availability of the email client functionality on different devices. Since our software is cloud-based or it's a SaaS software, so everything can be accessible from the different devices because the whole configuration is stored in the cloud, so you can work with different functionality and different interfaces using the different devices. So basically your email client is available both on desktop, laptops, platforms, Microsoft and Apple, or Apple operating system. And you can also work with the email client on your mobile ERP iOS application. So if you're using this application already, the email client will be available by the end of this year because we're updating all our client databases and configurations to the newest version 8.0 DESA. And the email client functionality will be available in the mobile ERP application as well. So basically setup is done. The email setup is done right now on the desktop and laptop, but once it's set up, you can then use it through your mobile application. Again, as Indra mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, you can connect any kind of email with any domain. So you can connect your Gmail accounts to the email client in RigER. You can connect your Microsoft 365 accounts to the email client in RigER. So basically any kind of domain or email server provider can be integrated in the RigER system also, and will be used as well. Now, we've just started using this module, and we've just recently developed that, but definitely we're going to have big plans on developing this module more and more and add new functionality to it. To this. So for the first quarter of the 2021, we're gonna add a calendar integration to the email as well. So now you can generate a calendar entry from the email, and that will be your actionable item on the calendar. We are also gonna add the contacts management and improve these capabilities more. So now you can generate a new contact and connect it to the client or to the vendor from the email. So if you receive a new email and you don't have this contact generated yet, now there will be a button to generate a new contact. And in this way, you will be building your list of contacts just using the email client in RigER. And definitely we will improve the emails list management. So now you can build your lists and working groups also to send some kind of highlights about your company operations to the whole list of your clients or vendors or whoever it may be. So emails list management will be added to the next version of the email RigER email client. So now we've come to the Q&A section of this webinar. If you've got some questions, we will be ready to answer them right now.
Thank you, Gleb, and thank you, Indra. Indeed, it was short and sweet, and I don't think we have any questions. Just one final comment again is just to reiterate what Gleb has just mentioned, is that it's the module of our CRM capability in RigER, and then we will continue to develop it, and then you will get the benefit of it as soon as it gets updated and new functions are added. So on that note, I think we're good to move on. And if you're interested to book a demo, please do contact us through any of the ways that we present on this slide, either by phone or email or the website, and we'll be happy to talk to you. And let's connect in the new year. So I think this concludes our another year of the weekly webinar series. We're going to be unplugging, so to speak, from the webinar, at least transmission next week. And we'll introduce the new series in January. So to those of you who won't be able to see or talk to in the next days, and a little more than a week now, I think, or a couple of weeks before the new year. So wish you the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you in 2021.
Thank you very much, everybody, for attending this webinar, and happy holidays. We'll see you in New Year. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Bye.